everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fiercely Made Fit with Tiana B. I am your host, Tiana B. And I know it's been a while. I was on a hiatus for a little bit, just trying to build content and make sure that I actually had stuff for you guys to listen to. So I really appreciate you guys being so patient with me. But we're back, and today we have a guest, and I surprisingly met her through Threads. Instagram Threads is a very convenient place to get in contact with people, just reach out to people and meet others within whatever community you're leaning in. So I'm going to go ahead and have her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Monique. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Clearwater, Florida. I've been working out for my whole life practically, but I'm starting a new kind of phase of that, and I'm just excited to share it with anyone who's willing to listen.
Welcome to Fiercely Made Fit, Monique. I'm very excited to have you on today. I feel like, I don't know, just based on the stuff that I've seen on your Instagram and Threads, I feel like this is going to be a really great episode. So thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
So before we even get into any of the questions, you said that you've been working out pretty much your whole life. I would love for you to go into a little more detail regarding that because you said you're 25 years old. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, for real. So I started running track when I was 5 years old, and started playing basketball when I was seven. So I've always kind of been in an organized sport or like some type of workout setting. It like I said, it's a new phase for me right now because I'm doing everything on my own. So I'm like learning how to be my own like trainer, motivational partner, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I literally started at such a young age running and playing basketball and was really good and junior Olympics at seven, playing in nationals at 11 in basketball. So it's just like I had a whole like life of, I feel like, fitness kind of planned out for me before I even knew it.
No, for sure. And that's like fantastic. Honestly, like I know when I was little, I was out playing with dolls and everything, but I was outside, I was active and everything. But
Yep.
no, it's so great to like that you've been in this lifestyle for like your entire life. Like you've been
Literally.
active. You've had someone to lean on as in like your coaches and everything. So that's wonderful. That kind of leads me into the first question. I know that you said that that's been a motivator for you. So since you've been working out or you've been active for so long, what motivated you to like kind of branch off on your own and find your unique fitness style?
That's such a great question. So I feel like a lot of girls go through like a little time where they're like not confident. They don't really know what is for them and what's not for them. And then like a lot of people just go through things in life, and it like they say, like the gym is literally like therapy. And I had went through just like a really rough patch in my my very early 20s when I first turned 20, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get in the gym. Like, forget it. Like, this isn't anything new to me. And I kind of needed that push because after I finished competing, I like didn't work out for years. And I was like, I just am tired. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do these things by myself. Next thing you
Mhm.
know, I go through a bad breakup. I end up in the hospital. I do all these different things that happen, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just get in the gym. And then also, you know how just like social media is such a big thing now, and I feel like the comparisons that we make to other people is like it's so detrimental to our mindsets and just how we feel about ourselves. But that definitely was a motivator for me too. I was like, I see all these girls that look so great, and I'm over here like a twig. Like, what is what is happening here? And I was like, how do I gain weight? Because I always had that problem. Even when I was playing sports, I was like, I was always the smallest one. I was always the youngest one. And I felt like I always got pushed around. And I just felt like, I mean, I'm not competing anymore, but I'm not going to be the smallest one anywhere anymore. Like, it's just not happening. I might be the youngest, but not the smallest. So that's
Right.
kind of where
No,
that kind of stemmed from.
I totally get that. Like, you're absolutely right. I mentioned this in one of my previous episodes, but you're absolutely right when it comes to social media because you see so much content out there, especially like I started seeing a bunch of fitness content and everything in 2020. We were all on lockdown. Everyone's mental health. I think it's safe for me to say that everyone's mental health during that time was very touch and go. Like
Yeah,
things
it was
were not the
compromised.
best for anyone. So seeing such an influx of fitness content, like I saw a boom of fitness creators, like There was the Chloe Ting challenge. Like I remember this stuff, and it's just
Yeah, it
like
was so real.
there's so much out there, and it came at such a quick rate that it like was almost overwhelming in the sense. So yeah, social media can be very helpful, but it can also be very detrimental, like you said, for sure.
Yeah.
So no, I really appreciate your words on that, and this kind of leads to my next question. I could see social media being a potential roadblock, but I'd love to know any roadblocks that you've come across up to this point in your fitness journey. Like, what has affected you?
I would literally, I think the main thing that I've always had trouble with, even now that I'm like consistent, was trying to figure out what really works for me. Because I feel like you can look at all the content in the world, but if you go into the gym and you try it and you're still doing it, you still don't see results, it's like, all right, this isn't working for me. Like, what we finding what works for you, I feel like is such a big thing, and it took me a long time. Like I went years. Like I've had the goal of wanting to be 130 pounds for like 3 years, and I'm finally like getting there to where I'm almost there. But I started at like 102, 103 or something like that,
Wow.
and it literally took me so long to even gain like 2 or 3 pounds. I was like, what is happening here? So finding what worked for me, I felt like was my biggest. And even now, I feel like I'm kind of falling into a little plateau period right now. So just finding what works for me, I feel like was the biggest and hardest, and still challenges me every day. To be honest with you.
No, I totally get that. Like, I could see that definitely being a roadblock because you want to get to a certain point, but there are so many factors that lead to it that kind of stop you in your tracks. So no, I absolutely get that.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy out
yeah,
here.
it really is. I
It's
totally get
crazy
it.
out
Like
here.
hitting that plateau can be one of the most frustrating things because then you got to kind of look into what you're doing wrong and what
Mhm.
you're doing right and figure out how to make it work to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like you feel like you're working hard, but you feel like you're still not getting anywhere, and it's like, all right, what's the give and take here?
Exactly. It's crazy trying to find it, but girl, I totally get it. All right. So, I think what you just mentioned about roadblocks, I feel like all these questions and your answers kind of lead to like the next one. So I think this is matching up perfectly. But do you what I want to know about any goals that you have like moving.
Yeah, so I started last year studying to be a certified personal trainer. I am just like so excited for that. I feel like it's where I'm meant to be. I have a like my passion honestly is helping people and giving people what they need, what they want, how I can be there for them in any way, shape, or form, honestly. And that excites me to be a personal trainer because not only will I, be comfortable from a personal standpoint, but also, like I said, from a work standpoint, like I've never been comfortable in a workplace. I feel like I've been always kind of in a place where people are weird, it's just all types of different stuff, but I'm doing what I like to do. So getting into a gym and being like, this is where I am for the next, 8, 9 hours of my day, but I'm getting to help people. I'm getting to inspire and motivate people. That literally is such like the most amazing thing to me. So I cannot wait to be done with this certification and just finally get to do what I feel like I'm meant to do in my life.
No, absolutely. And I think that's wonderful for you. And I'm a personal trainer myself, so I'd love to know which program you're going through.
I am doing NASM, which I've heard is like the hardest one. To be honest, I was like, is this the hardest one for real? I really chose like the hardest one.
Well, I can definitely say from experience, I've been certified since December of last year, and I'm still figuring things out for myself. I'm still learning what works for me and everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
was it hard? Not really. It wasn't difficult in my opinion, but you do have to take the time and really understand the content that you're bringing in so that when you do develop that clientele, you know what you're talking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I
So
definitely would hate to be like the one trainer that is just spewing out random stuff, and people are like, "What?"
right,
Like, I don't want
right,
to be
that's
that person.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
But no, first of all, congratulations on that. Seriously,
Thank
I'm
you.
very excited for you to get certified because it really does open so many doors for you. You know, you
Yeah.
that having that clientele and actually being able to do something that you enjoy,
Hmm.
it's such a relief and it's like a weight off your shoulders. So I wish you the best when it comes to that. You have to
Thank
tell me, like,
you.
keep me updated when it comes to that and let me know how you score.
Yes, I will. I definitely will.
Awesome, awesome. So since we just mentioned your goals moving forward, I want to know, like you said that you've been doing this. I'm repeating myself, but you said you've been doing this for pretty much your entire life. I really want to know how fitness and being this active and everything has affected not only your physical health but your mental health as well.
Yeah, I mean, physically, I've always felt pretty good. I did have injuries in the past that have kind of stopped me and kind of sidelined me for a little while, but physically, I've always felt good. I've never felt like I wasn't where I needed to be physically. But the mental standpoint of it is like crazy because I've literally had like sports, for example, because I know a lot of athletes that mental health to them is like an up and down, every which way thing you could think about it is like crazy. And I definitely was one of those people where my mood and my just my mindset and everything affected how I performed. And even now, I feel like I just had a day. It's so funny that we're talking about this because on Tuesday, I work out at 5 a.m. So, like, if I get up and I'm not feeling good, it's like, all right, do I even go to the gym? And I had one of those days just on Tuesday where I was like, I'm not feeling good. Something's not right. Something's up. But as soon as I finished my workout, I was like, all right, I'm glad I came here. And
Mhm.
I definitely feel like fitness is one of those things where it's hard to get into and it's hard to show up sometimes. But when you show up and you do what you need to do and you feel like you get through whatever it is you need to get through in that workout, you come out of it feeling like, all right, I just accomplished something, whether it's as small as getting through a workout or as big as accomplishing a goal. Is like mentally working out and fitness is something that has helped me tremendously, especially throughout the years since I've been on my own. Like, I never thought I'd be able to do the things that I'm doing now. So imagining myself 2, 3 years from now, that's like even mentally that helps me be like, all right, now this little challenge that you're going through, just wait 2 or 3 years from now, you'll look at that and be like, that's nothing, you know, like,
Absolutely.
and that's like where you kind of how you have to think about it these days, especially in the world that we live in, where it's like you always see people everywhere doing all these different things. Like it's so easy to get down on yourself, and it's so easy to doubt and be upset and even have fear. All these things tie into your mental, so. I'm good though. I love it. I think it helps me so much to be active and it helps me focus too. I'm like a crazy like maniac when it comes to just like being able to focus on certain things and like do certain things. So it helps me kind of keep my life in order a little bit.
No,
I don't want to
no,
sound crazy.
no,
Yeah.
it absolutely makes sense, like being like working out I can say for myself, it truly does clear my mind. I could be having like the worst day and in my head I'm just looking forward to going to the gym because once I get that workout finished, I feel a lot happier. I feel a lot more sane. I feel like myself again.
Yeah.
And that might sound crazy to some people, like, oh, you work out too much, da 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 da. I'm doing something that's benefiting myself mentally and physically. Healthy, and I'm here. I'm alive. I'm doing
Mhm.
something that I'm able to do. If I'm able bodied and able to get out there and move the way that I can, and I'm blessed to be the way that I am and move the way that I do, I'm going to do it cuz it's good for me.
Yeah.
Everyone has those
Yeah.
things that are good for them and props to them, but everyone has their own thing.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
So that's what's important. As long as you're doing something that's making you happy, that's literally all that matters.
Yeah.
So that's really it. No, we are actually wrapping up with this episode. So I've asked you all the questions that I do want to ask you, and I would love to know, and I'm sure the audience would as well. Do you have any advice or any tidbits, any bits of information that you'd be willing to share with everyone listening out there?
Gosh, I feel like I think about this all the time, but when it comes to actually like speak it, it's like, what are you talking about? Okay, let's do it, Monique. Okay, so I just always encourage people to do what makes you feel like you're getting somewhere. And what I mean by that is like, do what makes you feel like you're actually accomplishing something, and don't look at the people around you, because everyone is on their own path. We're all running our own race. And it's like, I always like keep this like tunnel vision, because I feel like if I look around side to side, I feel like I'll get so distracted, I'll get so out of place, and I'll just feel like mentally I'm not there. So I always tell people like, do what you feel like is getting you somewhere, and just kind of take your confidence seriously. If you don't feel confident, find something that makes you feel like you're actually able to do this, because I know a lot of times people walk into things and they're like, all right, I want to do this, but do I have the confidence, do I have the motivation, do I have the drive to actually get it done? So whatever makes you feel confident, whether it's a nice outfit in the gym, whether it's a workout that you feel like that you can just crush in the gym, or whatever it is, make sure that you feel confident doing it, because you will push yourself to things that you will never even, like, you would have never imagined that you can go and do. And like, my example of that for me is, I never, like I said, I never thought I would be able to get into the gym and do the things that I'm doing. But I love to look good, I love to feel good, and those things make me feel confident. And now I'm accomplishing goals that I never thought I would even reach a couple years ago.
Right. No,
So
that is
yeah.
wonderful, wonderful bits of information and advice. Seriously, like I feel like it's definitely hard to go into the gym and feel comfortable with yourself, because you see all types of shapes, sizes, colors, everything. Like
Yeah.
you you're paying, first of all, you're paying to go to the gym.
Yeah,
Let's
literally.
start there. Like you're paying money to go to the gym. You better
Hmm.
walk into that gym feeling like you own that bitch, is my language.
No,
But
say that though, for real.
I mean that wholeheartedly. That is your money that you're spending.
Hmm.
You go in
Yeah.
there and you feel like you are going to dominate.
Yep.
I can't stress that enough to those listening out there. Especially, I'm gonna keep saying it, if you're spending the money to be there, show up for yourself.
Show up for
Show
yourself.
up. Be there. Be
Hmm.
happy to go. Once you get that workout in, you're done. You feel
Yep.
good. You feel great. Do something great for the rest of your day. Or if it's at night, get some good sleep. like
Yeah,
you
for
know like just do something that's going to make you happy after your workout, because you did that. You showed up for yourself. That's what's important.
real. Most definitely. That is 100% the truth.
So that's pretty much all we have for today. Monique, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you would like to plug in any of your socials, like any social media that you have out there, I would love for you to say. I'll also put it down in the description on YouTube and Spotify. So I'll go ahead and let you do that if you would like to.
Yeah, y'all just follow me on Instagram. It's always just Mo. Literally, it's just Mo. Just like that is all it is. I don't really care about the rest of them. I mean, I'm on TikTok. Oh, it's just Mo1. But really, Instagram is like kind of my main platform right now. Is what I'm trying to push. So just go follow me there. And
All
thank
right.
you for having me. Oh my gosh, this has like been so great. It's so fun to share with people. I feel like I talk to people all the time, but I don't really get to like push whatever it is that I feel at the moment. So this has been amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. It's not a problem. And thank you for coming on. As you guys know, Fiercely Made Fit is available on YouTube and Spotify right now at Fiercely Made Fit. You can also follow my social media. I'm only on Instagram right now. It's Tiana underscore lives. Yes, I did change my username back, but you can find my Spotify in the link in my bio. I'll also go ahead and plug in Monique's Instagram in the description. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you all next week.